Quentin Tarantino has a new movie coming out. Tarantino is obviously a talented filmmaker. I think he's a little bit overrated. His last movie was awful, in my opinion. And it's hard to make, his last movie was a Western called Hateful Eight. It's hard to make a bad Western. At least it's hard to make a Western that I will think is bad. I like to think I have relatively discerning taste when it comes to movies. But with Westerns, I don't. I like almost every Western. If you just put some dudes on horses and have them shooting bad guys out in the desert somewhere, I'm all about it. I like almost all of those movies, and they almost always have the same sort of plot and everything, and I think it's great. I could sit for 10 hours and just watch Western after Western. My point is, Tarantino makes a Western, and somehow he manages to make not only a bad one, but one that's unwatchable, even for someone like me. It was way too self-indulgent, among other problems. But anyway, he's got this film coming out called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and he was at a press conference after the film's debut when a feminist who had been keeping track of the amount of time that women had been allowed to talk in the movie or had been given lines of dialogue in this movie, she decided to stand up and take him to task. Watch this.
Quentin, you have put Margot Robbie, a very talented actress, actor, in your film. She was in with Leonardo in Wolf of Wall Street. I, Tonya. This is a person with a great deal of acting talent, and yet you haven't really given her many lines in the movie. And I wondered, I guess that was a deliberate choice on your part, and I just wanted to know why that was, that we don't hear her actually speaking very much. And Margot, I wanted you to also comment about being in the film in this part.
Well, I just reject your hypotheses.
Right. Like I said earlier, I always look to the character and what the character is supposed to serve to the story.
Now, as I said, I'm not a huge Tarantino guy, but this is an unbelievably stupid criticism. Especially against Tarantino. Tarantino made a movie called Jackie Brown, which has a female lead character named Jackie Brown. He made a 2-volume action film with a female lead, Uma Thurman, Kill Bill. Some of his most iconic characters have been females, so there are fewer females in this one. Who cares? Feminists are, I was thinking about this, feminists really are like my kids in that they're constantly whining in general, but especially constantly doing this comparison where whining like, but why did you give him more cereal than me? Look at how the cereal you gave him. I want more cereal. Now that's, when you've got 5-year-old twins like I do, you hear a lot of that kind of stuff. And that's why I have become less and less patient with feminists as a parent, because I already have to deal with exactly this kind of whining in my house. I don't want to have to deal with it out in the world too, or when I go online. But it's the same kind of thing. It's just constant comparing. Oh, you gave him more than her. That's not fair. It's not fair. No, that guy had 14 minutes of dialogue and she only had 11. This isn't fair. Jeez. You whiny, insufferable. This is why people hate feminism. And I think it's important for feminists to realize. Now, I'm not saying that we hate you as a person. I'm saying feminism, the ism. You need to understand that this is why people hate it. I mean, people really hate feminism. And there's not a lot of in between. It's either you are a feminist yourself or you hate feminism. Almost nobody has an in-between view of it. And that's becoming more and more the case. Because it seems like your entire goal in life is just to find examples where you can make yourself the victim and then complain about it.